You know what's a weird thought that I had watching the debate last night was that both these guys are probably having to wear diapers right now. It's weird to think that two men running to have control of America can't even control their bladder. Hello and welcome to the Tyler G Show, number 17, I believe. That's correct. Right off the bat, I only have one sponsor this week only one sponsor to thank. I thank everyone that helps me out and sends me product that I can review to you guys. But I wanted to give a special spotlight to Undone Watches. They have a new Batman watch out, the Quantum. It's a great timepiece. It looks elegant. It looks beautiful. It comes in this color of silver with the black band, or it comes in black. And that piece is limited to only 500 pieces. So if you want to get the black one, you need to jump on it. I'll have a link below in the description box, along with other things like 2 free months of Skillshare, a link where you can go check out Diorama Prints, which is a great diorama company, which I absolutely love. And what else we got? Oh, Zava UK. They just came out with some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle merch. And then, yeah, that's about it for sponsors this week. And this is going to be a one-note episode. We're talking about one thing that's just so funny to me. So, yesterday I made fun of Robert Pattinson's Batman, the fight scene that we see for like a couple seconds in the trailer. And it's because the more I thought about it, the more it didn't make sense to me. All right? And so what I did was I put up a little comparison video of Ben Affleck's Batman, where it's the warehouse fight scene, and he's just taking on like 4 or 5 people at a time. He's like knocking people to the ground in one punch, showing power. He's like, it's intense. You can tell that this guy is a bad dude. And then the next comparison, I have Robert Pattinson's Batman, where looking at it in comparison, it looks like he's slap fighting, okay, because he gets 10 hits, you count them, 10 hits on a common thug before this guy goes down to the ground, okay? 10 hits. If you could show me a video of any fighter in the world, whether it be UFC, whether it be boxing, whether it be backyard wrestling, bum fights, anything where a guy gets 10 clean hits on another dude and that guy stays up. And first of all, if you can't find it, and it takes 10 hits before a guy goes down, the guy he's fighting is either extremely strong or he's extremely weak, which, I mean, I don't think a common criminal is that strong to make Batman look that weak. And if he is, I don't know what he's doing just being a common thug. And I don't know what Batman's doing out there thinking he could take on criminals. But it was a lot of fun. I was just doing it as a joke. And I already explained in a post yesterday that I understand it's a movie. And I understand that things need to be cinematic. And for a lot of people that looked cool, seeing a weak Batman slap a thug around for a little bit. And before saying, I'm vengeance, it just takes me a while to get you down. A lot of people were annoyed, and a lot of people wrote in. So what I want to do. Oh, well, let me explain a little bit more. So what I also compare it to is, if you look at the Christian Bale Batman, he didn't have good fight scenes either. Okay, he just didn't. Now there were scenes and cool visuals around that made the fights more interesting, like when he was in Hong Kong and he flew into the building. But once he gets in the building, the fight scenes are always lackluster. The fight scenes are lackluster throughout the whole trilogy, to be honest. Either you can't see them, or you wish you hadn't because it just looks awkward. And I just went on to say in the post that does not deter my enjoyment of the trilogy at all. I absolutely still love the whole story, the Dark Knight trilogy. A fight scene doesn't make or break a whole movie for me. And so to me, it's not a big deal that I was just calling out saying that the fight looks weak, because it does. And people kept messaging me, bashing me, and saying I'm clueless. And that I'm saying clueless statements. And then so I didn't like this. Usually doesn't bother me, but the thing is that these Batman fans, they're calling themselves Batman fans, and they're because they're Batman fans, they're so blinded by their love. And I talked about this. It's like people that are so in love with a brand that they'll like anything. Like you could, the Supreme brand, for instance, they put their logo on a brick, and people bought that. Okay, I'm sure you put a Batman logo on a brick, people would buy that. So there are people that will defend Batman no matter what, even though the logic doesn't make sense. Okay, and so I just wanted to poke holes in all their reasonings that they, because I just been, I feel like I've been in a debate. Okay, but nothing as ridiculous as the one that was on last night. So I'm gonna read some of the messages I got from people, and then give the reason why I don't think that's true, or I don't think that being Batman, that this should be the way his fight is portrayed. So, one of the most, well, this is probably the most message thing to me. Okay, they're saying that Ben Affleck's, his is more, what's it called, heightened reality, where it's almost like he's too strong. But isn't that what a superhero world is? It's a heightened reality with super beings. But they're saying it's more realistic, okay? They say, well, the Matt Reeves one looks more realistic. And we've already had a more realistic Batman in the form of Christian Bale. And yeah, we saw those fights and they didn't look that great. A lot of people didn't think that. And then in terms of more realistic, I don't think it's realistic at all because of what I've already stated a few minutes earlier. Is show me any fight where a guy takes 10 hits to, probably took 8 hits to the face and a couple in the chest during that fight, but he took a majority of hits to the face, and the guy didn't go down. And that's not realistic to me. And also, all right, Bruce Wayne. Maybe you've heard of him. After his parents get shot in Crime Alley, he makes a promise to avenge them. He travels the world, learning every style of martial arts, training his mind and his body. It's even said and shown in comics that he could bench press 1,000 pounds. 1,000 pounds. Okay? If Robert Pattinson is playing Batman, supposed to be, he's fresh and young. This is only his second year donning the cowl. He should be at his most powerful from the age of like 18, let's say, to 35. That should be like his peak prime years of Batman. And if he's benching 1,000 pounds, should it take 8 hits to a common street thug before putting that fool down? And then when I put that to people, it's like, oh, well, maybe he wants to send a message, really show his moves off and show what he can do. Well, if he wants to send a message, have you ever heard of Mike Tyson? He would knock out people routinely in the first and second round, and no one wanted to fight this fool because he looked vicious. Now, I think that there are ways that this could have been remedied if they want to make it more realistic and still say that Batman's powerful. He could have tried to take on that whole gang and been doing pretty well for a little bit, but then get overwhelmed and then had to like find a way to escape and be like, oh man, I'm learning on the job. And that's like part of learning and being more realistic. But I just can't get over the fact that this guy gets hit so many times in the face and doesn't drop from a Batman who's supposedly supposed to be like the most prime physical specimen in the world. Okay. After that, someone even put UFC guys after I put that one. They're like, UFC guys, I've seen that. I've seen people hit a person multiple times in UFC. And yeah, they usually hit them like 3 or 4, maybe 5 times before they go down. And then they get on top of them and continue to just elbow and drop fist. But like I said, you got to show me a video where someone takes 10 straight punches or 8 straight punches before I even consider this being realistic or anywhere near that. And then someone, of course, said he's just starting out. He's fresh. He's first learning. And like I said, if he's just starting out, you could still be true to the comic backstory, or at least semi-true, because he could be like, okay, he benches 600 pounds, 700 pounds, and he's a highly trained martial artist. Like I said, you get to have him be young, a little green behind the ears, a little inexperienced, and then like, oh, I'm Batman. I could take on all these guys because he's young. He thinks he's invincible. He tries taking them all on. He does good for a while, but then he starts to get whooped up, and he has to escape either by, grappling hook, Batmobile, Alfred help, whatever. That's a way to show some growth and to show him maturing and not starting out. Why would Batman start out not being trained or not lifting? And I know people are saying, oh, he's trying to do something a little different and stuff. It's like you could be different without having to change the whole essence of the character. Okay, you don't have to make him Kylo Ren, or just a little moody emo kid because his parents died, and he just wants to go out and be reckless without any training or anything like that. That's not Batman. That's just not. Okay, and I mean, there's gonna be things that I'm sure I don't like about this movie. There's gonna be things that I hope that I love about this movie. But as I've stated before, there's a lot of similarities to other things that I'm seeing. People keep bringing up that it looks like Seven, that it looks like, I brought up that it looks like a lot like the Zodiac as well. And I think those are both David Fincher films. So it just seems like he's ripping off David Fincher's style, doing a Seven type movie, but putting Batman in. And it's some... I respect it, but I also don't feel like it's anything original. I feel like he's just taking off other people's creative ideas and all that. So, I mean, I know we've only seen 2 minutes, and that's just what I'm going off of, the 2 minutes that I saw. I know that there are diehard people that would fall on their sword for this movie already, even though they haven't seen it. But again, I'm just calling it like I see it. If this is a Batman who's supposed to be anything close to a comic Batman, there should be no way it takes that many hits to bring someone down, especially a common thug. Because if he can't even fight a common thug, what's he gonna do when he goes up against, Catwoman or Bane or Scarecrow or Cobblepot? And if you are a Batman fan, you know these things, and I'm sure that if you are a Batman fan, you're like, yeah, I already know this stuff. However, there are always those fans that say they're fans just because they watch the movies. They've never read a comic. They've never even done any research into Batman. And because it's brand new, it's shiny, and it has a Bat logo on it, and the guy throws a lot of punches, that it's going to be, oh yeah, this is so grounded and gritty. No, it'd be way grounded and gritty if he took him out with one punch or 2 punches. You even see old men on the street, if you see fighting videos, they take one punch, they hit him correctly, the guy goes down. So if this is supposed to be our Batman, all I see right now is a weak suck Batman. The guy couldn't even at least hit a pressure point or just do something like that to drop him. That would show some intelligence. Like, yeah, I've studied the human body. I know the pressure points. Instead, it's just pure anger and rage. And that's good sometimes with a Batman, but that's usually when, I think you could have showed the rage a whole lot better. Like I said, you show him try to take on the whole crowd. That shows someone that's green behind the ears, feels they could take on everything, and then fails and has to learn. But it doesn't take away the fact that they put their body through hell trying to, be at the top physical shape they've ever been. So that's the show this week. Not anything too crazy, not anything too long. It's because it's been a slow week, figure-wise. I saw all the new Batman, Earth, whatever, all the Batman hybrids at Walmart. Didn't want them, didn't care. I posted in a story, though, so that people could see that they are out. And if you can't find them in the normal toy aisle, they will be in like a special end cap at the aisle with their own little box. And it looks like there's 3 of each figure in each one. There's 3 of the Cyborg Batmans, 3 of the Doomsday Batman, 3 Green Lanterns, and 3 Grim Knights. I did not see the Joker Chase figure or anything like that, but who knows? It might be coming anytime soon. And I posted in my story that Target's gonna have a big release day, a lot of new product on Sunday, August 4th. And one of the items I know for sure is the 2 pack of Old Man Logan and Old Hawkeye. So if you're looking for that and don't want to pay scalper prices, be at Target extremely early or at opening on August 4th or October 4th, not August, October. Yeah, hope you guys have a good day, and talk to you soon.